Thanks so much for stopping by to check out my real estate tutorial videos. This one today is mostly going to speak to sellers as they talk about getting their home ready to list. On our team, we work with buyers as well as sellers, and we pick up a lot of things that buyers say as they're walking through properties. So we wanted to compile a list of 10 things sellers can do to get their property ready to sell without having to invest very much money, if any at all, on getting your house ready. So the first thing we would suggest would be to add some potted plants to the front of your home, on your porch, in your landscaping. You don't have to do much, but it just adds a really bright pop of color to the front of your home. And then you can also carry that inside by adding a few plants to the interior of your home. As we enter the holiday season, we recommend that people place poinsettias around the home, and then keep in mind that it's also a good idea to actually decorate for the holidays. As we walk buyers through properties, one of the things they always talk about is how excited they are to spend the holidays in their new home. And so by having some light decorations in the home, you can just get them thinking about that, and it really warms up the space for buyers and gets them that much more excited about moving into their new home, and will hopefully get them to make an offer. So number 2 would be, we recommend sellers to change all of their light bulbs to incandescent bulbs. Make sure the light is the same overall in the whole house, whether that's lamps or overhead lighting. And then when showing the property and when having the property photographed, it's a great idea to have every single light in your home turned on. So when we walk through the front door of your property, it's so much more inviting when the lights are all turned on. So we always recommend that. And then the pictures show so much better when every room is light and bright. So that's a huge thing that we recommend to our sellers. Number 3 would be removing any unnecessary clutter in the home. So when we tour buyers through properties, there's usually a real estate agent, the buying couple, the children, sometimes the parents are invited. It can be a whole lot of people walking through the property. And so removing any toys or unnecessary clutter or big bulky pieces of furniture will make a huge difference to us as we walk through the property, and it will make your home feel that much larger. A great option for removing clutter would be to put it in your unfinished basement or your garage. We always say it's best to have your living spaces uncluttered, and if the clutter has to be somewhere, put it in your basement or your storage room that's unfinished, put it in your garage. People don't tend to spend much time in those areas, and let's face it, they don't look beautiful even if they are very neat and tidy. It's just a garage or a storage room, so put the clutter there. If you don't have much unfinished space or your garage is already full, you can think about renting a pod. The pricing on that is usually around $150 a month. There's going to be a small fee for the drop-off and the pickup of the pod, but it's a very small investment to make your home show so much better, and it will maximize what we can get on offers on your property. So if we're able to get multiple offers and drive up the price because your home showed so well, that's a very small investment to make to get more money on the sale of your property. And then the last thing about decluttering that I always tell our sellers to do is declutter the front of your refrigerator as well as the top of your refrigerator. So many times when we walk through properties, we see a lot of magnets, artwork. The top of your refrigerator is like an overflow pantry. I know mine is. That's totally fine, but when we're photographing and showing your property, we want to capitalize on those beautiful appliances that you have that you're most likely selling with the property. So we have to make sure the buyers can see those things. And then lastly with decluttering would be clearing all of your countertop space in your kitchens and bathrooms so that your main spaces can show really well, and it's not distracting the buyers with all of the things that you have set out on your countertops. Number 4 would bring us to the bathrooms. So what is a great way that you can make your bathroom show really well? So we recommend that people would clean up the grout lines and re-caulk their tubs and showers. So a lot of times those can just get a little dirty looking, and having that bright, crisp line is going to make a huge difference as people walk through your bathroom. Number 5, we would recommend that our sellers, if they don't have a brand new roof, We would recommend that you invite a roofing contractor to come out. Many times they'll do free estimates. They might have a very minimal service call fee, but either way, it's going to be a very small investment to make sure that your roof is good or that we don't have any unforeseen issues as we list your property. So sometimes they'll find things like shingles missing or nail pops on the roof, and those are very small repairs that you can make prior to listing your property, and that's just another thing that will avoid being an unforeseen issue when we have the inspection done. So very minimal cost to make sure, we're not looking at a new roof and there's just some small repairs that you can make prior to listing. Number 6, we always recommend that sellers repair any drywall issues and touch up the paint over their house. So you don't have to get your whole home painted. You've probably got some touch-up paint in your storage room. Go ahead, repair the drywall that maybe has been scuffed or dented over time and touch up paint. It really makes a big difference when we're walking through your property. Number 7 would be having your carpets cleaned or renting a shampooer and cleaning them yourself. That will really make the floors look so fresh, and it also freshens up the smell of the home. So smells can be a big thing for people. The carpet holds in a lot of smells, so if you have those cleaned, it's going to make a huge difference. Number 8 would be replacing the hardware on your kitchen cabinets and your bathroom cabinets. So a lot of times kitchen cabinets can be outdated, but if you really step back and look at them, many times it's just the hardware on the cabinets that really needs to be freshened up. So you can go to any hardware store, pick out some newer looking, more modern kitchen cabinet hardware, use the same thing for your bathrooms to tie in the whole look. That's really going to make a huge difference without having to spend the time to paint your cabinets or spend the money to replace your cabinets. You can just freshen up that hardware and it really gives a nicer look to your kitchen overall. Number 10, we recommend that sellers go around and replace any damaged or outdated light switch covers and outlet covers. So if they're an outdated color or they're damaged, you can go to the hardware store again. Any hardware store is going to carry these items. And we always recommend, if you're going to replace all of them, go ahead and go with white, especially if your trim is white. It's just going to give that newer, more updated look. And then a lot of times with inspections, we have people come back and say that they want those replaced anyways if they're damaged because that's an electrical hazard. So go ahead and do that. Very minimal cost and time invested. And then number 10 would be going back to curb appeal. So another way that you can increase the look of the front of your home would be to paint the front door. And if your door handle is outdated or broken and it's kind of hard to use the key to get into the property, go ahead and replace that door handle as well. Painting the front of your door and replacing that handle is going to cost you very little money, and it's going to really transform the whole look of the front of your home. So those are some things that I wanted to recommend. That's my 10 tips for a very low investment thing to do to get your home updated and show that much better. So if you're thinking about selling a property in Northwest Indiana, please feel free to reach out to the Kwasny Team at Century 21 Affiliated. Thanks so much for watching.